Transactions. Hello everyone. Welcome to the next part of transactions. In this tutorial, we will learn the concept of serializability. So, in the previous video, what we have seen that if we try to execute two transactions in non-serial order, then many problems can come. So, first of all, what was non-serial? Just revise. See, if there are these two transactions, T5 and T6, okay, one is transferring amount and another is doing the total. Then, if they are executed one after the other, either T5 first, then T6, or T6 first, then T5, then there will be no problem of any type. However, if we try to mix them, that is, we try to execute first three instruction of this, then two of this, then three of this, then three of this, then there can be problems as we have seen that it can lead to inconsistent read problem or it can lead to lost update problem. So to recall this, you can see my previous video of concurrency problems. So serial execution never gives a problem. But if you try to execute all transactions serially, then system will become very slow in terms of throughput. Slow means the transaction which is coming at the end will have to wait for a very long time. Okay. So what we want that these transactions should be executed somewhat in a mixed manner, but that mixing should not give any type of error like in this example. So how it can be done? It can be done with the help of a concept known as serializability. So what is the serializability? Let us see it. I will suggest that please take a copy, make a note, pause the video, write down headings, and then try to do. Okay. Now, first of all, let me see example of what is a serial schedule. See, this is an example of a schedule which is serial. Now, what is serial schedule? First of all, what is a schedule? A schedule consists of transactions. So it is serial because in this schedule, the transactions are executed one after the other. First of all, T1 is executed, then T2 is executed. Now, this schedule can be changed to this also. It means, first of all, T2 was executed, then T1 was executed. So either this happens or this happens. Both are allowed because it can happen due to first come first serve or priority or whatever, but both are serial. Okay, but executing them in serial would result in low system throughput. So what we want, that we want some kind of mixing. Okay, we will come to that topic very soon. So what is a serial schedule? A serial schedule is something where transactions are executed consecutively, otherwise the schedule is non-serial. Now, a type of non-serial schedule is called as serializable schedule. Now, what is a serializable schedule? A schedule is serializable if it is equal to serial schedule. It means that it gives the same result as you have executed it in a serial order, but the instructions are not 100% serial. Okay, just listen. For now, we will see an example very soon. Okay, so that schedule is called as serializable schedule. Okay, for example, what you can do is, as you can see, instead of executing this write B, what I can do is I can stop here and execute the instruction of this transaction. Okay, so what I am doing, I am trying to swap. Swap means I am not doing from here to here. Swap means I am making this instruction to wait and I am executing this instruction first. So can I do this? The answer you will see very soon. It can be done only if. So what I am trying to do, I am trying to bring this a bit down and bring this a bit up. So what I am doing, I am swapping their execution time. Okay, swapping, please, I repeat, swapping does not mean that this A becomes part of this transaction. Okay, or this B becomes a part of this transaction. This is not allowed. Swapping means I am trying to swap their execution time. Means I am bringing it little bit down and I'm trying to bring it little bit up. Okay, so can this be allowed? So it can be allowed only on the basis of a condition which is called as conflicting. That we will see it very soon. So a serial schedule can be converted into non-serial schedule, and if it is so, it is called as serializable schedule. Okay. Now, what I will suggest that please you try to take a copy. You take a copy, assume the value of A as 1000, B as 500, and then execute this transaction in copy. Note the value of A and B. Then execute this. Note the value of A and B, and then do a third transaction of sum is equal to A plus B. Note the value of sum. You will see that it will come out to be 1500 after this and this. Similarly, you on the next page you try to do this. Again, take A as 1000, B as 500. You try to execute this first. Note the value of A and B. Then you try to execute the value of this. Note the value of A and B. And then again, you try to take the sum of A and B. Finally, it will again come 1500 only. Okay. So it means whether you execute it like this or you execute it like this, in both the case, the answer will come 1500 only. But however, if you try to execute it like this, okay, like this, you will see that your answer will come wrong. There will be either a loss of 100 or there will be a gain of 100. It means your answer might come 1400 or your answer might come 1600, which is not possible. So it means when we try to execute these two transactions in a mixed manner like this, that first two transactions of this instruction of this, then 5 of this, then 4 of this, then this of this, then the answer is not correct. This is what we have seen. So it is because we have not controlled this transaction, or in other words, this schedule which you are seeing currently on screen, okay, it is not serializable. It means it is not equivalent to this or this. Okay. However, now if you look at this, now you try to execute this in your copy. Now you will find that the final answer of A or B is correct. So what we have done is we have, after these three transactions 1 2 3, we have executed first three instruction of this, then we have executed three of this, and then finally of this. So this was the result. First three of T1, then four of this one, then three of this one, then three of this one. But how it has to be done? See, on screen it is shown to you, but internally you need to develop some kind of algo. Okay, so what we can see is that this schedule, please try listen carefully, this schedule is not serial, but it is equivalent to this is schedule 1. So this is equivalent, this schedule is equivalent to schedule 1. It is non-serial, but it will give the same answer. So how it is done, that we will see, and it is known as the concept of serializable schedule. Okay. Now in the next video, we will come to see how to create a serializable schedule. Oh yeah, or in other words, you can call it as what are the conditions that make a schedule as serializable. Okay. So please see the next video. Thank you.